Hey everybody, my name is Andy. This is my cat Neville. Welcome to Namaste at Home Yoga. Today's practice is going to be a little bit more earth inspired, a little bit more grounding on and off, but definitely want to have some fun with it. Invite a little bit of playfulness, a little bit of, I guess, you just have to wait and see. So for today, you can start by coming into a comfortable cross-legged position. If lotus or half lotus is available to you, you can certainly start there. If not now, maybe we come back to that idea at the end of practice. And if you'd like to find that tall spine here, start to breathe in length through the crown. And with each exhale, starting to feel your sit bones grounded here. If you would like to take a mudra or hand position during this practice, my recommendation for you would be an earth mudra, bringing the tip of the thumb to the tip of the ring finger. Tuning in with that sensation of groundedness. Tuning in to the breath. Inviting depth here as we inhale, filling through the belly, through the chest. Exhaling, let the chest fall and belly falls. Taking the next few breaths just like that. Maybe to bring a word or phrase into focus, into the front of the mind, to guide you through your practice. And for today, maybe something like gratitude, playfulness, or anything else that's jumping out at you. We'll bring those hands through, heart center, palms to press, dropping chin towards the chest. Coming back in to focus with the eyes, opening them if they're closed. And let's find our tabletop position first. Hands are going to come stack over shoulders, knees under hips. Gentle warm up through our cat-cow here. We'll find an inhale to open up, head, chest, and hips rise. Exhaling, press through hands and knees around the spine. Keep moving with that breath. Inhale to open. Exhale, round, feeling the knees pressing into the floor, tops of the feet. Inhale, open. Exhale, round, this time tuning into your hands, feeling the pressure down through your mat. Couple more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, press and round. Last one. On that exhale, just noticing how solid you feel here in this position. Finding your way back through a neutral spine. You can keep knees hip distance, or maybe we bring them mat width apart, sending hips back towards heels for Balasana or Child's Pose. Allowing the forehead to come to rest on the mat if it's available, or maybe to stacked hands if the mat is not quite there. This is a really grounding posture. Lots of contact with the earth. Here we allow the mind to calm down a little bit. It's a good spot to connect with the breath. Connect with the solid foundation that you're working with. So at any point during practice, if you need to come back here, please feel free. For now, we'll continue to move, finding your tabletop as you inhale. Allowing knees to come back underneath the hips. And moving through tiger now, we'll bring the right foot back as we inhale, kind of like your cat, or cow, sorry, kicking back towards the head. As you exhale, draw that knee in towards the nose. Inhales to lift the head, lift the chest, and that heel back. Exhaling round. One more here. Inhale, open up, kick that back. Exhale, round. And resetting onto your mat. When you're ready, moving through our second side, that inhale again, lifting head and chest, and left heel kicks back this time. Exhale, round, core engaged. Inhaling, we open up. Exhale, round. One more, keep that flowing. Exhaling to round. And finding our mat once more. Let's walk the hands out a little bit further. You can keep hips stacked over knees and just start to let the chest melt towards the earth. Chin might come to rest if you're really open through the shoulders. Finding puppy pose. A little bit of a shoulder opener, precursor to our down dog. Walking the hands back in under the shoulders, into down dog we go. Tuck those toes, sending the hips up and back. Taking a moment to settle in here. Little movements that feel good. And then again, connecting with the groundedness of this posture. Feel all of the fingertips pressing into your mat. Spread them wide. Feeling the balls of the feet, toes grounded, maybe heels as well, but they might stay lifted. Notice how that feels if you add a rock side to side. Wonderful. Warming up with a couple of modified flows. Take an inhale, forward high plank. As we exhale, we lower to knees, chin and chest. Inhaling forward and up for cobra. Exhale, come on back, downward dog. Moving through one more. Inhale, plank. Exhaling as we lower. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, bring it back. From here, take an inhale, send the right leg high. Finding our three-legged dog. An option to stay here, or we can start to bend that knee, reaching towards the side wall so the hips open up, right stacks over left. And returning back down to the mat, second side, left leg, inhale to lift. Staying here, three-legged dog, or adding that bend, opening left hip over right. And gently returning back to our mat. Bend the knees as much as you need to as we walk hands back towards the feet. We're going to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae up to a tall, strong, standing position. Feeling yourself stack ankles, soft knees, hips, shoulders, head. Opening palms up towards the front of the mat. Feeling yourself grounded here. Maybe we allow the gaze to get soft or eyes to close. All four corners of the feet, pressing through your mat, holding you strong in your mountain pose. We can bring hands to hips. Shift your weight over into your left foot. We're going to turn our right knee out towards the side, setting up for tree pose. And that foot may stay resting on the mat. It can come in to touch the inner shin, inner calf, or maybe upper inner thigh. As we find our balance here, hands may find another place to rest. Play around with it a little bit here, see what feels good. Legs actively pressing against each other, just avoiding putting pressure directly on the knee joints. Chest is proud, shoulders roll away from the ears. We feel that groundedness, that strong rooted sensation through our standing leg. With an inhale, drawing back through center. Exhaling, release back to your mat. Shifting to our second side, left knee can start to open. Leaving feet low. We're finding a lift to place somewhere on the leg. Allowing hands to come to rest in a spot that feels good for you, for your practice. Coming back to that rooted, that grounded sensation. Growing tall for one more. Next, inhale. Ooh, can draw you back through center. Come on back to your mat. Find an inhale, open up. Exhale, forward fold. Finding your inhale, half lift. As we exhale, let's walk those hands back, finding our down dog once more. Excuse me, kitten. Maybe finding a little bit more space this time. Let's inhale, send the right leg high. Finding that bend to the knee as we open up right hip over left. Maybe we stay here, or we allow ourselves to continue opening. So right foot comes to find the ground, hips press high for wild thing. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Moving with control, we find our way back to our downward dog. Finding space as you need to. And into our second side, left leg, inhales to lift. Finding that bend, opening up. Staying here or starting to open more. As we bring toes to land, hips to press high. Breath strong for 3, 2, and 1. Come on back with control. Resting in that downward dog. Or moving through a flow, your choice. Inhaling forward, finding your plank. As we exhale, lower. Inhale, draw forward and up. Exhaling, bring it back. This time walking feet up towards the hands, meeting in our forward fold near the top of the mat. Just let that go for a few breaths. Maybe bending the knees a little bit more so that we can start to walk the hands under the feet. If it's available, toes might come to reach the wrist creases. Allowing the head to let go. Finding a little bit of a rock side to side to release any tension that might be there. Settling into the sensation as we open up through the hamstrings, through the calves. Noticing where you feel grounded or where your balance may be challenged. Next exhale releases the hands. Inhale, come on up to stand. And next inhale sweeps our arms overhead. Interlace the fingers. You can release index fingers. We'll bring big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, coming over to the right side of the room with the fingertips. Gaze can go up and past the left shoulder ever so gently. Breathing space through the left side. This pose is sometimes referred to as crescent moon or swaying palm tree. Connecting more with the tree version of that, feeling the groundedness in your feet, equal pressure side to side. And we'll inhale, float through center. Exhaling other side, reaching up and over to the left. You can find that gentle shift of the gaze past the right shoulder. Core contained, the low ribs are tucked in. Beautiful. Again, feeling each toe, your heels pressing firmly into the mat. And an inhale brings us back up. Exhaling, release those arms for a moment. All right, a little bit of a challenge as we make our way through Eagle. Challenging yourself to keep the spine tall as we inhale, send the right knee up towards the chest. Exhale, take a little bit of a seat, crossing that right leg over left. Think about squeezing the thighs together tight, knees pointing towards the front. Maybe our foot wraps. Toes can come to touch, or it stays at a hover. And sending arms right under left. We either go for squeezing opposite shoulders, or we stack elbows, twist tying the arms so palms come to touch. Allowing elbows to lift away from the chest. For 3, 2, and next exhale, unwind. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, just release hands through center. All right, finding our second side. Left knee comes up towards chest. Exhaling as we sit and cross, finding that wrap of the foot if it's available. Arms this time, left is coming under, right for opposite shoulders. Or twist tying the arms, palms coming towards each other. Finding that length in the spine with inhales, that depth with our exhales. 3, 2, amazing work. And 1, release. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, forward fold. Next up, you can heel toe your feet about mat width apart, or maybe just a bit wider than hip width. Turning the toes out about 45 degrees. And we'll send the hips low into our yogi squat here. Allowing elbows to find the insides of the knees. Using that pressure and hands through center to draw the chest forward and up. Finding a nice, tall, long spine. And then if you have something like a block or cushions, now would be the time to keep it handy. Bring it over near you. As we move into crow or crow preps, if this is new, take it slow. Absolutely no rush with something like this. If you are using a block, you can come to rest a little bit in front of you. Hands find the mat about shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. And feel yourself grip the ground here, almost like you're trying to pull in towards fists without actually moving. You can send the hips high and squeeze the knees towards the outsides of elbows or outsides of triceps as we lean forward towards our block or towards our cushion. I want you to think about drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Maybe we stay here for a couple of breaths. Maybe we start to get light on the feet. They may come to hover. Breathing steady. If this is new for you, like I said, no stress if you're just hanging out with feet touching lightly today. You can find your way back to your mat, bringing that off to the side. We'll find our way into a kneeling position. Toes untucked for today, but feel free to double up your mat under the knees for more cushion if you need it. Finding some space in the front body as we move through camel. Hands catch the backs of the hips, like you're putting your hands in your back pockets. With inhales, we start to grow tall. Exhales, draw the elbows back together, opening the chest. You can stay as you are, or moving with the breath, finding length or a little bit of lift in the chest. Expanding to a gentle back bend, somewhere that finds space and openness, challenge, but still allows us to breathe. Keeping core strong. We'll take an inhale to lift back up. Exhaling, taking a child's pose, but send the arms back towards heels this time around. Forehead comes to rest. Finding that groundedness once more. Reconnecting with those deep breaths if we lost them a little bit. And staying here or finding our way into rabbit pose. Forehead stays connected with the earth as we grab for heels or ankles. Gentle inhales allow us to start to lift the hips, rolling forward on the head. There should be gentle pressure on the head, but not excessive. So just go very slowly, very gently with this. Finding space between the shoulder blades. Soft opening there. And exhaling, we'll find our way back down. You can bring yourself up to a tall seat. Send the legs out in front of you. Bringing a foot in towards the opposite inner thigh. Although this posture doesn't necessarily have a name that's directly connected to the earth, this one is again a grounding posture as we work to keep our sit bones in contact with the earth throughout. We'll start to draw the belly button to face the big toe as we inhale, growing tall. Exhale, drawing the chest forward towards the leg. Staying active by pulling toes back towards us. Drawing the chest forward, finding that tall spine. And then we'll find a couple more passive breaths as we let the leg relax. Letting ourselves melt forward and down. Not gripping any part of the leg here, rather just allowing gravity to do that work for us.
Couple of deep, smooth, soft breaths. You can take your time as you make your way back up. Switching sides. Other foot finds the upper inner thigh. Growing tall first and finding activity here as we flex the toes back towards us. Bringing our belly button to face the big toe once more. Then working with our tall spine first as we start to maybe find a little bit of a lean forward, whatever the body is allowing. Creating space through the back of the leg. And moving into our more passive part here, let the leg relax. Let yourself melt down. Gravity helping you out. Really working with it here rather than against it like we do through so much of the rest of our day. Allowing hands to just hang out gently, however they happen to fall. We'll find our way back up here. You can come over the legs or however you need to, finding your way down onto your stomach. Start by hands resting under shoulders. Inviting some spinal strengthening as we move through Cobra once more. Tops of the feet press down. Inhaling to lift the head, lift the chest. Hands get lighter, maybe they come hover. Finding that length in the spine as we bring the gaze to the top of the mat. Breath so strong here. Exhaling to come back to the mat. Send the arms down either side of the body. Chin can come to rest. Palms press into the earth. As we inhale, sending the right leg high. Finding some activation through the lower body. Strengthening through the glutes, the back of our trunk. Exhaling to lower. Take a breath to reset and then find your second side and inhale, lifting the left leg high. Really working with the breath. Finding that strength, activation, and exhaling lower. You can keep the hands back along either side of the body, or maybe they start to reach a little bit more in our next variation here. Lifting everything together and coming into locust, hands will either reach back like we're bringing palms to touch, or interlacing fingers so that palms do come to touch. Maybe those arms will start to lift up and away off the glutes. Shoulders and arms allow that. Just working with your body and where it's at today. We'll find an inhale to lift the head and chest. Exhaling, lift the legs as well, maybe the arms. Finding strong, smooth breath. Finding openness. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhaling, let go. Releasing. Big toes can come to touch. Heels fall open. Maybe an ear finds the mat. Finding a few recovery breaths. Embracing the solid earth supporting us. Shifting the gaze to even out, other ear, other cheek finds the mat. Hands can find their way back under the shoulders. Core strong as we press through our tabletop. And sending the legs out in front of us. Next one, we're going to keep the legs out fairly straight here. Hands are going to start to walk behind us, just underneath the hips. From here, leaning back, thinking about drawing shoulder blades together, drawing elbows together. Start to open up through the chest. Maybe we allow the head to fall back a little bit, not to its maximum range, but finding openness in fish pose. Opening up through the front of the body, feeling inhales lift the chest, make it light. Exhale, feeling yourself grounded through the sit bones, through the legs. From here, we'll start to engage through the core, coming back up to a bit of a longer spine. Maybe we walk the feet in towards us. Toes can get light here, or maybe legs start to extend. Finding strength in the core. If low back doesn't like this, bring the feet back down. Strong for 3, 2, and 1. Feet come to touch. Bring yourself down onto your back. Rinsing out some of this work that we just did today. Let's open the arms up to goalposts or to a T. And shift the hips over towards one side of the mat. Drawing these up towards the chest. We'll let them fall into a twist. If there's too much intensity here, you can always bring a cushion or a block under the knees to lift them slightly. If you're needing more, maybe that bottom leg extends out straight. Finding 2 more, just to settle in, to melt. And then we will engage that core as we draw the knees back in through center. Go ahead and shift your hips up and over to the other side. Knees find their way up towards the chest and fall across. Taking any other leg variation as needed. Allowing yourself to let go here. And again, embracing the strength of your core as you draw back through center. Bring yourself into the middle of your mat once more. Send the legs out long, arms overhead for a nice big full body stretch. And then knees pull in towards chest. Maybe forehead to knees. Find a really big exhale, rinsing out the lungs. Before we open up for our final Shavasana. Allowing the back body to rest heavy on your mat, maybe tucking the shoulder blades underneath. The low back isn't so happy here. Feet can find the mat about mat distance apart, letting the knees fall together. It's relieving some of the pressure on the low back. And over the next few breaths, allow yourself to find stillness, heaviness, groundedness, and connection. Where are you connected to your mat? How are you connected to your breath? Maybe coming back to that focus from the start of class, the word, the phrase. Starting to bring some movement back to the body, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe moving through wrists or ankles, rocking the head side to side. If you're craving another big stretch, please feel free to take one. And give yourself one more squeeze here, knees towards the chest. Give a little rock side to side, nice little back massage. And then we'll find our way over one side or the other. Coming back up to a comfortable seat. Cross-legged. Maybe finding a half or full lotus, whatever is available. As we center in together. Wrapping up today's practice with some gratitude for taking time to come to your mat today, trying something new, or just slowing down, giving yourself a break. You can float hands through center, chin to chest, softly opening the eyes or refocusing them if they are closed. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. Hope to see you again soon. Namaste.